Hey, 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 hey! Welcome to the Attic. Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. Look, it's showing the wrong window here. Close that. I've been having some technical difficulties, but just bear with me. Here we go. Okay. This is Meta Mondays. This is a channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. But we're also going to look at today what happened in paper at the RCQ in Charlotte, SCG Con RCQ yesterday. Just checking out what is the latest, greatest in paper here. And MTG Goldfish has the results. As per Pixie, took the #1 spot. As you can see, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and eighth were all some form of aggro deck, whether you call it prowess or aggro. That's all aggro. Domain ramp slipping in there. And then they break domain ramp and Zur overlords into two different groups, but that hit there at 7th and 9th. Do see some more interesting stuff further down. Bamp Beanstalk, Azorius Control, Ketramo's deck here. So it looks like some good stuff. We'll take a look at the deck that took #1. This is Esper Pixie. Running 1 Mockingbird, the full playset of Pixies, Scavengers, 2 Spiteful Hex Mages, 4 Fear of Isolation, 3 Entity Tracker, 1 Spell Pierce, 4 This Towns, 4 Hopeless Nightmare, 4 Storm Chaser's Talent, 4 Nowhere to Run, 1 Sheltered by Ghosts, and 1 Defiled Crypt / Cadaver Lab. Interesting. Okay. In the sideboard, Destroy Evil, Momentum Breaker, Negate, No More Lies, Pest Control, Rest in Peace, Sheltered by Ghosts, a couple more of those, and the Kaitos in the sideboard. So that was what took down the whole metagame here. Congrats to Nathan B 1992 on that. So how is Esper Pixie doing on Arena? Let's take a look at that. This is the untap.gg. I pay for the subscription, not sponsored, hashtag not sponsored, but I just like to share the data with you every Monday. So we'll go through standard and all the rest of the formats, and leave comments what you like to see. I could dig in any given week into more things, but just looking at what's going on this week in standard, best of 1. Azorius Omniscience continues to have a really high win rate. It is creeping up in popularity, but it's not the #1 deck, even though it seems to be winning the most. Followed closely by Mono Red Aggro, which is the #1 deck. Some interesting patterns here if you look at the trends. We had a kind of a peak here in Mono Red Aggro, and that's kind of going down. The Mono Black mid-range popularity is going down, and Azorius Omniscience is just cruising right up there in terms of popularity. And you can see its win rate kind of dipped as the popularity of Mono Red Aggro went up and the popularity of Rakdos Aggro. So it's interesting. Aggro might be a way to fight it if it does start coming up to the top. It looks kind of like a two-way race between that and Mono Red or the aggro decks. Boros Aura's also climbing, also an aggro deck. Really falling. Azorius Control really falling off, and 4-Color Domain really falling off. 4-Color Domain and Azorius Control, they both had some good videos made this last week. Arna Hushbeth, I know I'm not saying that right, but Arna played the deck to a 9-1 finish in the Pro Tour Ether Drift, and you can actually, Arna actually made a video about that deck, so you can go and watch that. Highly recommend it if you want to learn how to play Azorius Control. My suspicion is a bunch of people watched that or other videos about Arna's deck, went and played it, and they're not as good at control players as the pros, and that's why the win rate has gone down with those. Flipping over to best of 3, let's see how that changes. I think Omniscience gets very much interrupted in best of 3. So we do see it in popularity at 8th, and it is win rate at 3. So maybe it's still pretty good. But Mono Red Aggro has the higher win rate here, and Mono Red Goblins, which you could kind of almost group together. 4-Color Domain, by far the most popular. That again was 1, 2, and tied for 3 last week coming out of Ether Drift. the Pro Tour. So very popular with people, but not the highest win rate, as you can see. Well behind Mono Red, Azorius Omniscience, Gruul. And in terms of what's falling in win rate, the Jeskai Oculus decks and the Azorius Control decks are going down, and the Mono Red aggro going up. Good time to just play that Mono Red aggro and play a lot of games real quick. All right, let's see what's going on in Explorer. In best of 3, we got Ninjas, Demons, Gruul aggro, Selesnya Angels, Death and Taxes with the highest win rates. Rakdos Demons, the most popular. Best of 1, Humans, Heroic, Auras, highest in win rate. We got aggro, Control, Esper, Greasefang in popularity. And it looks like aggro's kind of been up and down, but is on the ascendant once again. Azorius Control maybe starting to tilt down there. And Greasefang and Control kind of fighting it out for win rate, interestingly. In Alchemy, and yes, I know a lot of you are thumbs down for Alchemy, but I did do a couple live streams of the new Alchemy draft with my brother, who actually enjoys that kind of thing, and I had a good time. And some people actually watched it, so some of you out there are interested in the Alchemy cards. So yeah, not a lot of data here. I think best of 3 is probably even worse. Yeah, we'd have nothing. But Boros Burn, Selesnya Rabbits, kind of just in Grixis Heist, kind of just trading off Rabbits most popular, but the least winning among those, and Burn least popular today, but win rate highest today. And there's the trend lines. Yes, historic best of 1. So historic highest in win rate, we got Boros, 4-color, and Selesnya. And really Boros and 4-color look like they're in a tier above the rest here. And in terms of popularity, 5-color is the most popular, followed closely by Boros. And you can see some things have really taken a win rate dive, like Is It? So that's historic in best of 1. Best of 3, not much to see there. Let's check out Timeless. In Timeless, not a lot to see. Not a lot of data here. 4-color, 5-color. I guess because they're counting the Alchemy Ether Drift as its own, you know, its own season here. So, yeah, just 4-color, 5-color. That's Timeless. Let's take a look at Brawl. Something interesting to talk about with Brawl. So Bristly Bill, I think CGB, or one of the popular YouTubers, did a Bristly Bill deck. So Ketramos has actually been eclipsed in popularity, at least today, by Bristly Bill. Looks like Bristly Bill has actually for several days been eclipsing Ketramos, although it's close, and Ketramos again is on the rise. But win rate today, Sagan, Raider Warlord, or Sagan, however you say it. I'm actually working on a deck for this guy. You can see there's some deck lists like this one that's almost 70% win rate. So really interesting commander. This is one that people are talking about on Reddit and saying, hey, why couldn't this be in paper? Like, there's nothing about it that's actually Alchemy. But I guess Wizards' official answer is like, either you get it in Alchemy or you don't get it, because it's like, you know, it's just extra space for us to design cards. 1/4 double strike dinosaur that's going to give stuff +1/+0 for each creature you control with first strike or double strike. And then when you hit max speed, it gets death touch and everything gets first strike. So everything's getting a super buff. Fun card. I've been enjoying recording that video. Keep an eye out for that. This has been Manadad fighting through the technical difficulties to bring you the metagame. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like or what you want to see in a future video. This is about week 4 of me doing this on a regular basis on Mondays. So if you like this sort of thing and you want me to continue it, encouragement is always welcome. And you can help shape what it becomes. But with that, this is Manadad reminding you Magic is a game.